So, have you ever got really excited about a new goal and been so stoked knowing that you were going to accomplish it because you had this new way to do it? This new plan, this new system, this new thing that maybe you learned on YouTube and you couldn't wait to try it out. But then a week or two passes, and all of a sudden you realize this feels like everything else I've tried and nothing worked. If that has been the case, I have some really good news for you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're totally not lazy. It's not that you can't accomplish this goal. It's just that a lot of the approaches to goal setting and goal getting have two big pieces missing, and nobody's been talking about them. I'm really excited to share those with you. And the only reason I figured them out is because I coach people for a living. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Tina Gartelos here, success coach. This is Success Made Simpler. I'm all about keeping it simple so you can bring out your best. And today we're going to be talking about a system that I believe is a game changer for setting goals, but more importantly, getting goals. I want to give a shout out and a huge thanks to Ali Abdal, who is my YouTube hero. He came up with the GPS framework. And that was something that inspired me in my work around behavior change. Ollie's model is goal, path, system. And as I've looked at that, I think it's phenomenal. In the work I've been doing relative to behavior change, there were two key pieces missing. So I want to supplement and enhance things from a different perspective. First off, GPS system, what does it stand for? The G stands for goal. Where are you going? Like any good GPS, you have to know where you're going. Otherwise, there's no way you can get there. So just a little real talk. Let me tell you right now, I am directionally challenged. I have no sense of direction, and I don't know how I survived before Google Maps. I just don't. But what I love about the GPS system is the same thing I love about Google Maps. It can get us from where we are to where we want or need to be. Let's take a specific example. So for goal, let's say that I am a college student. Maybe I start off with saying, I just want to do well this semester. Not a clear goal. That's more of a wish. The student's example for their goal might be all C's in all four classes by the end of the semester. And that's the goal I want to thread this needle throughout today's chat. So G stands for goal. Where are you going? P does not stand for plan. Isn't that crazy? Not the way mine works. Instead of plan, what I've realized is that we need to look at the path. When I worked in consulting, we talked a lot about high impact actions, the things that have the highest probability of you getting your desired results, whatever you're going after. If you think about it like a GPS, I could take the long and scenic route to try to get somewhere, or I can take the most direct route. I can cut through the noise and just get there. As I think about the path, I really think about the one or two high impact actions that you can take to reach your goal. And it's going to take you some experimentation. It doesn't happen overnight. But the great news is you can start to identify the things that work, the things that don't. Okay, so you have the goal. Where am I going? You have the path. What are the one or two high impact actions to get there? Before we leave the path, I want to go through that student example. So again, the student wants to get a 2.0 GPA, and they're thinking about the highest impact actions they can take. They identify weekly time blocking, 24 study hours per week, because that's what the research suggests they would need for 12 credits. The other piece is staying in active learning mode and practicing more active study strategies rather than passive study strategies. Those are what they've identified as the path to get them there. Okay, so far we have goal, where am I going? Path, what are the one or two high impact actions to get me there? Path is the first missing piece. So next we're going on to S. S stands for support. Who is going to help you? This is the second missing piece when it comes to the goal setting systems that I've seen. And to me, this is the piece that changed everything. I stumbled upon it on accident through my own life experience. Last year in 2025, I went through some really hard stuff. And when I was not in a good place and struggling, it occurred to me how much I needed a community and a support team. And so I intentionally built a support team. I looked for people who were good or experts or smarter than me in certain topics, and I surrounded myself with them. And I made sure that I was connecting with them on a regular basis. And what struck me from all of that is I was so humbled because I have 20 years of experience in consulting and corporate training and university instruction. I have had a lot of accomplishments, but none of that mattered when I went through something hard. I needed people who were experts in that hard thing. Because guess what? I wasn't an expert. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was totally lost. I needed their expertise, help, and encouragement. I needed them to tell me to keep going when I wanted to give up. But here's the really crazy thing. I decided I was going to implement it with my community college students because I'd been working on helping them set their goals. And what I found was intentionally building in the support team made all the difference in the world, helping students be proactive. So let's go back to the student example and think about a support team. It's going to be math tutors because the student's struggling with Calc 1. It's going to be a coach, and it's also going to be the instructor. Those are their three people on the support team. So we have goal, where am I going? We have path. What are the 1 to 2 high impact actions to get me there? We have support. Who will help me get there? Your support team. Last but not least, this is the magic. This is what brings it all together. System, GPS system. The system piece, you've heard a lot of James Clear's Atomic Habits, accomplish whatever thing you want to accomplish. So as I think about a system, really what you're doing is taking the path and support and you are embedding it in your system, into your weekly schedule, maybe also some things monthly, quarterly, but you want to have these things systematized so that they're happening on a regular basis. Why is that? Because it takes a long time to build habits based on the research, which was, I think, talked about in Charles Duhigg's Power of Habit. And I'll have to put the actual research down in the comments. But I know the average amount of time it took to accomplish a goal was 66 days, but often it was over 200. Point being, it takes time to change behaviors. So what you want to do is take the high impact actions and the support team and marry these into your system. What does that look like? Let's think about that student example I was using. So the student wants to improve. They're struggling in calculus, and to keep that 2.0 GPA goal that they have, they're committing to doing a few things. First, every Sunday night, they're going to create their weekly system. The second thing they're going to do is block 24 study hours per week because that's what the research shows is needed when they have 12 credits. The other thing they're going to do is the support team element. They're going to meet with the math tutor after their math class on Monday and Wednesdays. Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're going to go to their instructor's office hours for an hour, and they're going to meet with their coach every other week for 30 minutes. So there you have it. The GPS system. It's really all about making sure you're putting in the right ingredients to get the goal that you want. And if you find the ingredients aren't working, going back to the drawing board and trying some new things. So all that being said, I want to encourage you, give it a go, take 5 minutes to create that GPS system and then put it in the comments because I'd love to see what you come up with. And then if you're open to it in a couple of weeks, come back and reply and let me know what's working well and what you can do differently. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, please like or subscribe. That helps more people see the things that I'm sharing to help you keep it simple. So that's all for now. Keep it simple and talk soon.